morning, boys and girls. I'm glad to see you today. Today we have an unusual lessons. I have invited girls from the 7th form and boys and girls from the 9th form. And if you look around, you will see the You have guessed, but what do you know about Australia and what would you like to know about it?
You know about Australia, that Australia is industry country.
Political situation. We know about political situation. What else do you know?
Climate.
We know about climate of Australia, right? Attractions and geographical position, right? We know about political situation of the country and Vasya, we know about economy of it, right? What would you like to know? What would you like to know? What don't you know yet?
Australians animals.
You would like to know about Australian animals. What else?
I would like to know about Australian sports.
Here, you guessed right. What else?
I would like to know about Australian wildlife.
I shall check. Yes, I have such an idea here. What else?
It is interesting for me to know about Australian attraction.
Attractions. I have here landmarks and probably attractions will be included here, right? And if you look here, you will see the model of our lesson, but to know the exact theme of the lesson, I would like you to solve the crossword. Here on your tables you have crosswords. Will you please try to solve it? I give you 2 minutes for that. Music will help you. This is desert song in Australian music. can start checking. And for that, you can use the screen and so the first word, I would like to know the name of the native Australians. Any idea? Canberra is the capital of Australia, and now you need huge waves to go in for this activity. Surfing is the answer. Now tourists like to visit these places and take lots of pictures there. What are these places? Attractions, absolutely right. And the third largest city in Australia, the capital of Queensland, is
Brisbane.
Brisbane. You have guessed, right? And jumping symbol, the question from the wildlife. No, that is the answer. And the oldest city in Australia, historical question.
Sydney.
You have guessed right. And the last one, the most difficult one. Sights. If you go sightseeing, you see sights, you see attractions. Here are the keys, but to know the exact theme of the lesson, you are to find the key word here. What will be our lesson devoted to? Impressions. And that's the answer. Feelings, impressions of people. Do we treasure impressions? Are impressions important? Are important, and we usually buy souvenirs and buy different things to show our attitude, to show our impressions, and to share our impressions. Now, I want you to work in groups and to prepare stories about your impressions of Australia. You have and make stories about your impressions. Then we are to listen to you and then give feedback. You see, maximum total points are 5. Try to follow and evaluate your friend's answer. Give feedback. Now get ready for if you look in your friends' feedback, how many points did girls get for their work? 5 points. Why? Why, Dasha? They were two. There were 2 of them. They told us about Christmas in Australia. They gave us heading, a lot of facts, a lot of different facts about previous situation and the situation nowadays. They expressed opinion. They used superlative. Their English was correct. So, any other ideas? No, 5 points. Thank you, girls. Who will be the next?
I would like to tell about sport. A lot of Australians think they shouldn't worry too much about life, but some things in life are really important. To many Australians, all these things is sport. Sport matters for many Australians. They like it. Australians have a perfect climate and wonderful ways for surfs on their beaches. They also have a strong wish to win. In fact, Australia has a very high numbers of world champions in all kinds of sports. In Australia, we find plenty of opportunities of tennis, squash, motorcycle riding, horse riding, trail riding, fishing, and so on. Surfing is almost a religion for many Australians who follow the waves around the country. And there are a number of important surfing
Principal told us about sport, and she gave pages and a lot of facts, her opinion.
She expressed her opinion.
And she used superlatives, and her English
Was and is correct. Thank you. The next. Who will be the next? The next group, please. Animals. All right, animals.
Did you know? Of course, I personally divide Australian animals into 3 categories: the good, the bad, and the ugly. I think is reasonable. Talking about good animals, you should mention kangaroos in the first place.
Here is a picture of a kangaroo.
There are many different types of kangaroos. The biggest are the great grey kangaroo. They are 230 centimeters in length. Women's koalas are also good animals. Talking about bad animals, we should mention spiders.
Spiders, don't touch it.
You can find this in city. If they are hungry, they will attack anything that moves. Another animal with sharps and fatty bite is a shark. However, there are normally a lot of beach patrols. They protect
Swimmers.
about that. Other popular animals include dingoes. They are a cross between wolves and dogs. They are popular because they eat farms and that is all.
And the third group of animals?
The third group of animals is ugly. Is a toad. Is ugly. Other input fast, noisy, and disgusting. They are also big as football ball. Some people like them and kept them as pets or write songs about them. Now it's all.
National Gallery, National Museum, and Australian Institute of Sport, and many others. The city is there is a great number of attractions in the city. The most well-known ones are Sydney Opera House, Sydney Harbour Bridge, St. Mary's Catholic Cathedral, and Royal Botanic Gardens, and several others.
Australia had a few lessons in this form, and I remember that Australia only country in the world that also continent. It's the largest country and the smallest continent. Australia lies between the South Pacific Ocean and Indian Ocean. Between that, Australia is situated in South Hemisphere.
If you think it's enough, all right. Something, what can you add, Kostya?
Political situation.
So what about political situation?
I would like to tell you about political situation of Australia. The official name of the country is Commonwealth of Australia. The Commonwealth of Australia is a federation of states. Australia has 6 states and 2 territories. Australia is a constitutional monarchy, like Britain. The British monarchy, Elizabeth.
Monarch, the British monarch.
Queen Elizabeth II is also Queen of Australia and the country's head of state.
Right. And if you look at the model of our lesson, we have one thing not mentioned. What is it? Economy. The economy of the country.
I want to tell you about from TV programs and newspaper. Australia is one of the most developed countries. It has modern
It is rich in
gold, silver, iron, gold, and many precious metals.
Thanks. And again, please have a look at the model of our lesson. Can we change the structure now? Dasha, what do you think? Can we change it now? Have you got any questions? Probably not. So will you change the structure? Как это можно сделать? How can you do that? Exclamatory marks. Climate. We didn't speak about climate much. What can you tell us about climate?
I would like to talk about climate. I know that in Australia it is warm, and there is no snow.
That's thank you. But now I would like you to to listen to impressions of some other people. Students from all over the world come to Australia to learn English. And now I want you to do listening comprehension task. These are small sheets of paper. Don't forget to put your names. I'll check the result. We'll check the results of the work a little bit later. Now you will listen to the girls speaking about their impressions. They study in Perth. Fill in the table.
no rain. That's very nice.
Perth is a great city. Like, it combines everything that I like. You can go to the beach or do a lot of sports or shopping, everything you want. But it's a calm city, and I really like that. I really like studying in Kaplan. I really like studying here. I love the atmosphere. I love the teachers, the staff. It's really fun.
All of our teachers at Kaplan, of course, are extremely friendly. They're also extremely knowledgeable. How fast a student learns English depends on how much they put in. But for students who are willing to put in the effort and the commitment, I've seen students progress amazingly quickly. I think there's really no limit as long as students are willing to make that commitment.
We have a beautiful campus here in Perth. We have an amazing study centre, a computer lab with the latest technology. We have free Wi-Fi for students anywhere on the school campus.
Students have the option to stay at a homestay with a local family. Apart from the obvious convenience of that, I'd say the big thing is having a chance to practice English on a daily level and to become a part of Australian culture.
I really like to stay in a homestay because you can learn.
I like water sports and I can do all of them here. I've just taken up kite surfing. It's a very nice activity. It's really fun. Like, it is pretty hard. Actually, it's great.
There's a very nice place near Perth called Fremantle. I really like Fremantle because of the old buildings and the beaches, and it's very nice to go shopping there. It's very nice atmosphere in Fremantle.
One of my favorite places to go is Kaylis, and it has the best.
Now, I'll give you a chance to check your listening comprehension. Here on the board, you see right answers. Will you please count the points you have got, and after the lesson you'll give me your sheets and you'll get your marks. But first, evaluate your answers. Don't forget to put pluses if your answer is right. Have you checked, boys? Can you hand in your works? So I hope you have checked. And now, I think you are tired and we can have a kind of rest. Will you please imagine that you are in Perth with our friends. You close them very, very, very tight and then open your eyes. Do it several times. And then I want you to look up and then look down. Do it several times. And now imagine that the kite is flying in the sky. Will you please follow the kite with your eyes? Do not turn your head, just follow with your eyes from right to the left, from left to the right. Now we are back in Krasnoyarsk, we are back in Siberia, and we continue our lesson. And I would like to tell you that my impression of Australia is Australian English. It is really important to know that in Australia they use Australian English. I have prepared some cards for you. This will be a kind of your home task. Here the phrases will the phrases are given in English and in Russian. Sorry, in English, in Australian English and in British English. I would like you to make some dialogues, some phrases at home, which will show that you understand what is Australian English. And to listen to it, I'll give you another chance. Here you'll have a lesson of Australian accent. Will you please imitate the speakers?
Accent delivery.
I'll make a stop here, and to help you to imitate the speakers, I can show you a phrase on the blackboard. I have taken it from, I have taken it from Bernard Shaw play Pygmalion. This phrase was used by Miss Doolittle to improve your English. Now you will try to repeat this phrase as Australians do, and these transcription signs will help you to do that. The British will say, the rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain. Will you please repeat?
The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain.
And Australian English pronunciation, you have a vocabulary on your sheets of paper. Now pronunciation, it's a little bit different. Listen to the speaker and imitate the speaker.
Strong Australian accent.
The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain.
Will you do it? The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain. So they exchange the sounds. They do not pronounce A, they say I. And Australian accent. Now,
next would be the general Australian accent, which, for example, I speak. So it's a little bit more of a neutral, less strong Australian accent. The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plains. And then
the rain in Spain falls mainly on the plains. So it is neutral. You can use it, and in Australia, and in America, and in Russia, and in Great Britain, everyone will understand.
There's the cultivated Australian accent or the received pronunciation. The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain. So that's basically the three general types of Australian accent.
Okay. So we've established there is such a thing as the Australian accent. What we're going to do now is demonstrate exactly how to do it. It'll probably offend somebody with any red light.
So please.
I would visualise a long, flat line. You know, like on a musical sort of score. So a long, flat line, and you try and just keep your words going along that flat line. Don't go up and down, just long, flat line. You have to.
So this lady is an actress, and she shows us the way to pronounce the words. How do they sound? What is the key word here? How do they sound? Very low, very flat, like a line, without going up and without going down. And here I have some other examples I'll try to show you, just for fun. Somewhere here, I hope.
Pass the banana.
Ask the master to pass the banana.
Ask the master to pass the banana.
Ask the master. Ask the master to pass the banana.
Ask the master to pass the bananas.
Ask the master to pass the banana.
Ask the master to pass the banana.
Will you repeat this phrase? Ask the master to pass the banana. So it's a joke, and it is time to finish our lesson. Your home task will be the following. You know already. You are to make dialogues, to make stories using Australian English, or you may make your story with your impressions about Aborigines. You can choose. You can make a story about Aborigines or a story, a dialogue about Australian English. That will be your home task. And now it's high time to say goodbye. The lesson is over. Thank you. Don't forget to give me your evaluation sheets. Don't forget to give me your listening comprehension sheets. And now you can be free. Goodbye. time?